Hey, Derek here, and I want to take a second and answer a question that I've been getting a lot from over the last 15 years, and although the answers changed a little bit over the last 15 years, it's one of the most common questions I get from people who've just put up their first website and are starting to drive traffic, and that is, what's the best, absolute, hands down best source of traffic, okay? And really what's more important than traffic is, what is the best source of buyers, okay? So where am I going to get buyers to come to my website? And so I'm going to answer this in a few different ways. Now, the number one source of buyers is, and this is kind of a little bit cheating, if you will, but is your in-house email list. Now, and the reason I say this is cheating is because you have to have traffic to build an email list. I understand that. But if somebody said to me, hey, what's the best source of traffic? I'm going to say, well, if you have an email list that you have a relationship with, well, that's going to be your best source of traffic and buyers, okay? Because at the flick of a switch, you can send out an offer, start getting traffic, start getting buyers to your website, assuming that you've been doing email marketing properly, you have a good relationship with. And so that's why I always tell people you have to be building your list. And the term, the money is in the list, it's so true, okay? But if you're a new website and you're just getting started, what are other good sources of traffic? Well, the next one I want to talk about is what I consider the highest converting, aside from my own in-house email list, but it is not necessarily consistent, which is kind of the downfall of it. And what I'm talking about here, number two, is affiliates, okay? So what this means is going to, ClickBank, signing up with ClickBank and, leveraging their technology and affiliates to promote your product, or using Commission Junction, or using Share a Sale, or building your own affiliate program using, One Shopping Cart or Infusionsoft, or any of those e-commerce systems that come with affiliate technology installed. So going out there and finding affiliates who will recommend and endorse your product. And the reason why this is such a high converting source of traffic is because these are people that are coming to you through an endorsement from somebody else. And the right affiliates that have good relationships with their visitors, with their traffic, or with their list can send you tons of qualified buyers. So hands down, affiliate marketing, from the sense of using affiliates promoting your product, can drive you some of the absolute highest sources of traffic. Now, the problem with this is simple, and that is consistency. Okay? And the reason why consistency is a problem with affiliate marketing is because many good affiliates, they'll write a blog post for you and they'll send you a flood of good qualified buyers to your website, they'll buy your product, or they'll send an email to their list, and occasionally some will put a regular feature on their website, which can be a little bit more consistent. But the fact is affiliate traffic goes like that. It's up and down and up and down. You get a new affiliate, he does a big blast, great, you get all these sales, away you go. But consistency can be difficult. Now, the other side of that as well is affiliates are loyal only to whoever is converting the highest and is going to send them the biggest commission check. So, once again, if you do have an affiliate that has maybe a good review site that's sending you consistent traffic, but a competitor comes along and offers them a higher commission, all of a sudden you lose that affiliate. So it goes, it's out, okay? So consistency is a problem. It's very high converting, but it's not super consistent. And that's why with people who are just starting out online, I always recommend my number 3 choice, okay? And that is search. Search engines. And there's a couple different strategies here, okay? There's organic and there's paid. Now, organic, if done properly, is by far the most consistent, and there's people that would argue that, I know, the most consistent and the highest converting, okay? Somebody coming from an organic search listing in Google is going to convert, and you know, I've heard different numbers thrown around, but what I hear thrown around the most is 7 times higher than somebody coming from the equivalent paid ad. And my experience would indicate that that is true. So if we have a keyword, let's say internet marketing training, okay, and I was selling an internet marketing training course. If I ranked in the number 1, 2, or 3 spot or whatever for that keyword organically, and I also had, or I had it as a pay-per-click ad, okay, an AdWords ad. The people that find me organically are 7 times more likely to buy than somebody that comes through a paid ad. And there's numerous different explanations for this, but the one that makes the most sense to me is because people know that to get ranked organically, you can't pay to be there, all right? So if Google has listed you in the top spot for a keyword, that's basically Google giving you the endorsement saying, hey, you are the number 1 for this. And people are going to be coming to your website with basically Google's endorsement of you. And that's actually huge. And it's all kind of probably happening subconsciously, but it's pretty cool, which makes search engines a great source of qualified buyers. And really, when we talk about search engines, we're talking about Google. Google's by far the biggest source, all right? And so getting ranked for good targeted keywords organically is going to drive you A, the most consistent, and B, the highest converting consistent source of traffic, okay? So that's why I put it number 3. So number 1, you kind of need number 2 and number 3 to build it. Number 2 is awesome, but it's not consistent. Number 3, if done correctly, getting ranked in Google or Bing or even Yahoo, not so much Yahoo, more or less Bing, can drive you a consistent, steady, predictable source of qualified buyers, okay? Beyond that, sure, there's lots of other sources of traffic, forums, blog posts, stuff like that, but once again, they're inconsistent. They won't drive that super steady stream of traffic. Really, the search engines in Google is that foundation of traffic. Many of the affiliates that are going to be driving you traffic, really, they're just redirecting traffic from the search engines, okay? So the search engines are really that foundation. Now, you might be wondering, well, where does social fit into all of this? Well, frankly, it doesn't make my top 3 right now, because as far as conversion goes from social media, it's a whole different can of worms. And my experience and the experience of many different marketers out there is social at this point in time converts nowhere near as well any of these 3 sources. So, what is the best source of traffic and buyers? There you have it. Hope you learned something.